to a large pot. Let's get some water boiling. We're going to need to cook our zucchini until it's tender, about 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this going while we go cut our zucchini. If you haven't already, go ahead and wash the dirt off the zucchini because we don't want to eat dirt. Well, dirt don't hurt, but I have 2 zucchinis I'm washing just in case I can't get enough from one. I have another to chop up. Go ahead and start by removing the peel. Not being very effective, am I? Never looks pretty when I'm trying to record and show what I'm doing. And I'm left-handed, so it probably looks right for you, but it is so wrong for me to hold it this way. All right, let's go ahead and remove the seeds. So what I'm going to do is cut the ends off. And then I'm going to cut this in half. Let's see if I can cut it easily this way. And then I have a magic secret device I like to use, an ice cream scooper. It's so much easier to scoop things out. I do this with pumpkins too when I'm going to bake a pumpkin because it just easily, look, one big scoop. So let's go ahead and do it for this side. And we want these to look like apples, so I'm going to cut them in sizes that look like apples so people won't even notice. All right, so what I am going to do is I'm going to score this one more time. It's a little bit smaller, and then I will be able to take that off. Cut them into small pieces, about 1/4 inch in size, and it will look like an apple-ish. I'm going to do this for all of this, and I'll need to get 8 cups. Or 6 to 8, whatever you can find, as close as you can get. So let's see how many we can get with this one. So that zucchini gave me close to 6-ish cups. I'm going to feel a little bit more comfortable going in with 8, so I'm going to do the other zucchini. It is so satisfying to trim the zucchini. That is so easy. I like to do it like a carrot, but it made a mess last time I did that, so won't be doing that this time. We'll just go slow and get all that off. Now we've got 8 cups of zucchini, and we used 1.5 zucchinis. So we have hot water, so we're going to put in our zucchini into here and let it boil for about 2 minutes till it's tender. And we'll just wait for them to boil, and then we'll check them for tender. And then we will drain them and remove the water. The zucchini is nicely cooked. We're going to now remove it and strain it from the water and go on to the next step. So we have the zucchini straining and cooling and getting a little bit of residual water out of there. So let's go ahead and put together the ingredients we need for the cinnamon and sugar in our pie. To this bowl, we're going to add 3/4 cup of white sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, maybe a little more, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, eyeballing it there with our 1/2 teaspoon. We are going to use 1.5 teaspoons cream of tartar. Rewatch the video to make sure you add your cinnamon and then add your salt. I like to add measure that over another container because I don't want to overdo my salt. And then we need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Did I tell you to preheat your oven to 425 yet? If I didn't, now would be a good time to do that. Go ahead and mix everything together. Just try to really squish out all the bumps you have, especially with that cornstarch. We want that cornstarch to get everywhere because that's what's going to thicken our slurry here that we're going to make. All right, we are going to add our zucchini into here now. That just smells so good. Can you smell that? Oh, it's delicious. To this, let's go ahead and add our zucchini. They're kind of translucent now. Perfect. Well cooked. And let's go ahead and give this a mix. You want to try to get all of this all over all of them so that they'll just really taste like fall in a pie. And no one will know these aren't apples. Starting to not look like apples, right? Looks like you went hardcore coring on them instead. I guess that could be a hardcore zucchini pie. Oh, doesn't that look just delicious? All right, let's grab the pie crust. Let's go ahead and fill our pie crust with all this goodness. Now this is a store-bought pie crust. Ooh, everybody's escaping. And that's okay to buy. I do want to cover this, so I did make a pie crust. And we'll cover that as well. And I'm just adjusting all the apples all over. Perfect. We're going to cook this on a baking sheet in case it decides it wants to release some of the juices. It won't get all over our onion, all over our oven, and yeah, no one wants to clean an oven. We are going to flour our surface. Oops, a little more than what we needed. Add some to the side here so we don't have to keep digging into the can. Let's go ahead and get our pie crust. We have our chilled pie crust. It's a little wet, so we're going to try to get a little bit of flour on both sides so that we can roll it easily. Let's see if we can do that. And this shows me a 9-inch pan size, so I know how wide to roll this out. Take your rolling pin, get a little flour on it so we don't stick, and let's start working this. Trying to make it a circle, and sometimes you flip her over and roll some more. So I'll keep doing that till we get her into a circle. As you can see, we have rolled it out. It is a little bit more than 9 inches, and that'll be good. We can just trim off the edges. So let's go ahead and take our fancy schmancy tool and make a design in our pie crust. So we're going to roll it and push into here, not at the edge because that seemed to take a bit. And that created some designs. And we're going to finish off the rest of the dough carefully. Trying to go into there. You don't want to go on the edge. It don't like it. Let's finish this edge here. And place this dough. You can see how thick it is. We're going to place it on, if we can, to the rolling pin. And I'll get the pie over here and then we will put it on. Right, I'm going to roll this onto the pie. You can see it didn't cut up open all the holes. I'm going to pull on it a little bit to try to encourage it to open. And it's okay if it doesn't. We can just use a knife to do that. And before I forget, I'm going to need to grab a tablespoon of butter and put it into the pie first. Let's go ahead and sneak that back in here and cover it back up. Gently, 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 gently. It's got some openings there, that's nice. Use a knife to cut off any excess. And we can also curl over a little bit too. Let's work that around. Cut in some holes. The edges where we had put that. I'm going to keep doing this and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. This is what the cake looks like. And we need to add an egg wash. Egg wash is just an egg and a little bit of water. And we gently do this over the sink because we're going to make a mess. Because I used too small of a bowl. In the power of TV, it looks like that. We are going to gently egg wash this, and this will cook at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. And then once that's done, we will lower the temperature to 350 and bake this for another 45 minutes. Keeping an eye on the crust that it doesn't burn. If it starts to burn, you can cover it with foil, or if you have a crust guard, if it's just getting burnt on the edges, you can do that. So let me finish this and we'll pop it in the oven. Be sure to clean off your tray because any of those little dabs that fell on the sides there could cause it to burn and stink. And you don't want that to happen because you'll think your pie is on fire, and it's not. There she is, all done. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day.